is Stefanie Maegan. You're listening to Broke Girl Therapy. Because therapy is too expensive. You're listening to Broke Girl Therapy. Broke Girl Therapy.
Try not to laugh while drinking. That's a really hard thing to do.
Rose, I'm so excited you're back. We haven't seen each other since last year.
Stepmom jokes. That's actually one of my favorite things. I know it's so corny. There's a lot of
so corny.
There's a lot of like corny basic things I subscribe to, and one of them is that joke.
Really?
I haven't seen you since last year. I just love it. It's just so funny. It's so funny.
Especially because like we're old now, so when we say it,
it's even funnier.
Lamer.
It's even cornier.
It's cornier.
Like that's my favorite thing about. Well, I love aging for a lot of reasons, but one of them is that as I get older, I can get cornier.
Yeah. But I feel like it suits your personality to like say those really corny things. Like only like a fair amount of people could get away with those type of jokes. Like if I say that, it sounds like I'm actually being like trying to be
like
funny.
A Filipino grandmother.
Yeah.
And then if I do it,
like
it's like
with you,
cool
it's like
stepmom.
everything sounds like it sounds bad to say, but I really mean this in the best way.
Oh, I love it.
Everything you say just sounds like a good joke.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Like my life.
Right.
My life is a really good joke. It is a really good joke. It has a great punchline. I don't know how it's going to end.
You have a punchline for everything. So like, and just the way you deliver, like the way you talk, it's just like you're doing stand up. It's just like who you are. Like even off air, like you're just like this. That's just your personality. And you're a writer. So it's like.
Yeah, that's being bipolar.
Oh shit. Is it? I'm so sorry.
It's just masking. Oh. It's just hiding behind the fact that I'm like, I'm depressed. Let's make a joke.
I mean, that's what comedy is for. Comedy is just for masking depression.
I'm not going to lie. I think that's also why I didn't want to go into comedy like full time. Is comedians are the most depressing people ever. And I was like, and that's why I kind of like was like, ooh, I'll stand on the outskirts of comedy by being a comedic writer and like, you know, working in drama rooms and like whatever, because going to stand-up shows, like they're so like the second they get off stage, they're like, okay, good night, everyone. Right. And it's just like, what soul got snatched from your body, sir? Right.
And just when they're on stage doing jokes, and yeah, it's just masking. It's just like, because what they're doing is making fun of their pain.
Yes, and not in a productive way sometimes. No, I watched Ali Wong's comedy special though, and it was hilarious because she's just funny, the queen. Right. But she does a very good job at it. But like, yeah, there's a lot of times where I feel like, sometimes comedians, man, just like, it's okay.
Yeah. One time I was at a comedy show and this guy kept like, you know, like sometimes they'll like do like a fan, like audience engagement.
Oh, like a Rickles? Like they'll like try to.
He like, for some reason, just kept picking on me, and it was just like, he was talking about politics, and I think it was like during election year, and you know, I was very passionate about all that. I'm not saying the most educated person, but I was obviously very aware what was going on. And, you know, he's like made some like joke. And he like looked at me, he's like, you definitely don't look like you care about politics. And I was like, excuse you? And my friend was pissed, and she's like, I think it's because we were like the only women in there.
Oh yeah, they go after the easy targets.
Right. And and we were front row, so they're like, oh yeah, you look like you don't care about politics. And I didn't laugh. I was like,
and you should say you look like you don't care about washing your ass cheeks.
I should have said that, but see,
if I was there, I was like, I should have been there. I should have been there. Because that's my favorite thing is that I know never to heckle a comedian. I'm very good at that.
Heckle?
I won't heckle a comedian. No.
What do you mean heckle?
You know, like where
I should have laughed and like give it back to him.
No. No. So I think a heckle is an unprovoked thing. Like this guy actually like opened the door.
Yeah, and he kept going. Like he kept saying stuff to me, and I was like, dude, like,
lay off me. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
like,
sorry.
I was laughing at your jokes before. Like, why now gotta like fucking pick on me, you fucking dick?
It's weirdo, right? But like usually heckling is just like when it comes from the audience first. Like you have to let the comedian open the door, right? Like when a comedian engages to you, it's like, okay, ready? I'm gonna bring you into this conversation. It's gonna be you and I and everything.
Like, let's
but heckling is where you're telling a joke, you're pretending the audience isn't there, and then you have someone that's like, that's not funny. And it's like, first of all, this is a Beyonce show, not a Destiny's Child. Right. Don't need backup singers, right?
But I didn't even do that. I was just like,
See, yeah, and that's when comedians start doing that. You just kind of look at them and they're like, "I'm sorry, you couldn't go to prom with me. Like, what is wrong with you?
Like, why do you have to choose the one brown girl in here? Now you just look.
Oh my god, you should have just looked at his face and just been like, "You look racist."
Yeah. And he was a white man, which was even worse. I'm like, you out of all people should shut the fuck up right now.
Yeah, right. You should have.
I'm just kidding. I don't want to get canceled for that. People are fucking sensitive.
No, fuck white people.
White men specifically.
No, white women suck too.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, let's be honest. White people we're not doing well right now. We're really not. This is your chance. 25 cents a day. To help, no, it's just kidding. I was gonna say 25 cents a day to like pay a white person to go away and not bother you. You know what I mean? Like you too can pay a white person to leave you alone. No, white people we're just, if we're not in on the joke, then we really are fucking up. Yeah, we're terrible. And I feel like white male comedians, and I'm ready to get canceled on this. I feel like sometimes white male comedians, there are ones that like get it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Neil Brennan's of the world, you know, he was like Dave Chappelle's like best friend and like a great writer. He like gets it.
Right.
And he knows when to engage in the conversation, when not to. And then you got Joe Rogans that are like, why was I invited? And you're like, okay, let's like, you don't have to be at every show. You don't have to be in part of every conversation.
Right.
You know? It's hard when you've had the entire world given to you.
Exactly.
And then you're told that you can't have this one thing. And it's like, wait,
why not?
Why can't I say the N-word? Why not? And it's like, I'm sorry, you're not okay with privilege and like better jobs and better healthcare and all that stuff. Yeah, but I want to be able to say that. And you're like, wait, really? Maybe you should get your priorities right.
Right.
Get your priorities white. Just kidding. Introduce yourself. Hi, welcome to Broke Girl Therapy. 20 minutes in. You know what's hilarious about this podcast?
What?
This episode in particular is you're drinking coffee.
I'm drinking coffee.
This is an AM show, and by AM I mean
a daytime television show.
This is
daytime.
This is daytime TV, man.
You're hella
Oh my
loud.
God, are we Michelle Visage and what's her name? We were just talking about no. They have a show now. It's homegirl from who used to be a Scientologist. We were just talking about
Leah
her.
Remini.
And yes, Remini. Leah and Michelle Visage from RuPaul's Drag Race. They have the daytime show, and it's hilarious because it's just them, two Jersey girls, just shit talking.
Right.
But you know,
introduce yourself. Hi guys, it's me, Stefanie Maegan.
I told you to do it. I told you to do it.
Your host of Broke Girl Therapy. And if you haven't heard yet, Rose motherfucking McAleese is here. And mind you, right before we recorded, she was yawning and saying how tired she was and that we need to get to it. But then as soon as like we just started sitting down and talking, it just went like, oh, you're
I'm so good at turning it on and off.
You're so good. You're very talented in that way.
It's my lithium now. I'm back on meds, so I'm not kidding. I really am. My thyroid looked fine, so my doctor was like, you should take lithium.
Oh my gosh. I'm on Prozac.
Oh my God, way to go. Hey, look at us, medicated babes.
I know. I actually feel like it's helping. Like my anxiety is better.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. The best thing about medication is that it's meant to help you, right? It's not supposed to make your situation worse.
Right.
And I feel like, you know, I was off, as you know, I was off medications for about a year, almost 2 years. Yeah, like a year and a half, almost 2 years. And now that I'm back on it, I'm like, okay, like let's actually like start from like fresh and see what's happening. Because the 4 prongs is sleep and exercise, medication, support systems, and therapy. Right. And like those 4 are basically how you get mental health, right, Junie?
Yeah, Junie is just a part of the show. She's the
Junie
mascot.
She is really the mascot and the greatest therapist because she just, you know, exists.
Yeah, she does make me feel a lot better. Like having a pet is very helpful.
I don't know.
Well, because your dog is crazy.
My dog is crazy. There are so many times where I was like, oh my God, I wanted to get a dog to help me with my anxiety. And I got a dog with anxiety. Like, oh my God, Alyssa will tell you.
Dude, your dog does have really bad anxiety.
The worst anxiety. We get the worst anxiety. We drop off Alyssa off at work, right? Yeah, and I have Bats with me because we're going to go to the dog park.
Right.
Well, I'm sorry. There's a child that needs to go to the dog park. That was crazy. Sorry. See, this is why you don't do shows in the AM.
Right. Because you hear kids out there running around.
Oh my God, Junie. Thank God you're not one of those kids. Oh. But no, we had Alyssa in the car. We drop Alyssa off. I'm in the car still. Yeah. I'm her owner.
Right.
Alyssa gets out and baby Bats is and like freaking and like running back and forth. I'm sorry, I don't have a dog car seat because I don't have money. She's like running back and forth and thing, and it's just literally she just hates when anyone leaves.
Right.
Oh, it doesn't matter who it is. You left my house, and I'm like, I'm still here, and she's like, but Stephanie's leaving. The party's over, and I'm like, can you calm down? And she's like, no.
Yes.
And she like
she
shakes.
gets so anxious and she starts humping.
Oh my God, everything. It used to be just me. Now she humps everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
She gotten to this point right now where she will see a pillow and she'll be like, I can hump that. Or so she, like the biggest one is the chair corners. Like watching that dog try to wrap her body around a chair corner and hump it. I'm like, you're going to get splinters, woman. You need to calm down.
And she's fixed.
Yeah. Still broken though. It doesn't matter. Like she's still like, she's just, I don't know. She's all over the place.
She's still broken.
She's still broken though. But yeah, so my dog she's entertainment. If anything, she does make me like calm the F down. And animals do help with anxiety. But I mean, more so I look at bats and I just go like, oh, please don't die. You know, that's my big one.
Even if they're like crazy, you just get attached to them.
Yeah, like I'll kill you. You know what I mean? Like but I don't want to. You know what I mean? Like you've pushed me to a point.
PETA,
sorry, PETA. But I mean, like there are points where I've been like, oh my God, I want to murder you, and then I think about her dying, and I'm like, you can't.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So lithium's been great. It's only been like a week though. It's not like, and it's such a low. Because, you know, I'm sober, so any drug I take,
it's just like it's 10, times 10.
Times 10. So it's like the lowest dose ever. But it's been nice. It's kind of getting back into that and getting back into normal therapy, which has been super tight and everything. But we got on that because I've been gone, right?
Yeah, we haven't talked since we did the sex and just like that review, which we were supposed to do an episode every week. And I'm sure some people are probably like, if they care, they're like, where's the other episodes? Where are those bonus episodes?
Well, if it helps, I guess the entire show.
Well, yeah. And also like the holidays hit, we all got COVID.
We all got COVID. Oh yeah, we got COVID literally the same time, right?
Same time, yeah.
I got it in Mexico and was stranded.
And I got it in Texas and I was stranded.
There you go.
And like, and then and it just
felt nothing.
And then like my birth, it was just like so many things happened that it was just like so hard to do.
Yeah. Well, and then my job got extended for 2 more weeks. So then I had to do that. We were supposed to end on the 30th and then literally ended Monday.
Right.
So that was like another thing on top of that.
Right.
And because I got COVID, but thankfully vaccinated and boosted, that's why I don't think it was as bad.
Yeah.
So get vaccinated.
Yeah, because we had like no symptoms.
None. But doesn't mean that COVID's not scary.
Right.
It is scary.
It is scary.
But being vaccinated and boosted helped. But then I just stayed in Seattle longer because I was just like, I didn't want to get on a plane again either. Yeah. Because also like the way that the variants were changing, I was like, I'm not trying to get anything new.
Like, let me just stay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like collect them all like Pokemon. Like I just want to get the one variant and like keep it pushing.
Right.
So yeah, there was like a lot of that shit. And so much has happened.
But you predicted the whole thing anyway.
I predicted the entire.
So I feel like there you go. That was our review.
That's your review. And it's so crazy because even my friends were like, it's like, because we've talked about this. I thoroughly enjoyed the show.
I did too.
I just enjoyed it.
I got bored sometimes, but I just love them so much that I'm just going to keep watching. No matter if they're just sitting there like having tea, which pretty much that's what they do.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But like, did you ever find yourself getting bored and then being like, that outfit is so cute?
Yes.
But like being caught by
her hair. I love her hair.
And being caught by people in the background and being like, oh my God, she's adorable in that jumpsuit. And I'm like, oh wait, what are they saying? Oh, she's talking about her period again. Okay,
that's
great.
How I feel when I watch like the Kardashians. Like I obviously get no like I
stimulation.
Well, from the conversation, like the plot line, I don't give a fuck. I just like looking at the hair and the outfit.
Yeah.
Like that's all I care about when I watch it.
Yeah. Who are you wearing?
Right. Like
and then keep it pushing.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Do we talk about that?
Should we talk about that? We had a whole
we did.
Me and Jess just had a whole conversation about it. I just, we're on the same like wavelength.
Yeah, there's nothing really. I just think it's abuse is a really difficult subject.
It is.
And it's really hard to negotiate and it's really hard to talk about. But like he is exhibiting abusive behaviors. And that's
people are rooting him on.
Yes. And
you're mad at me for still following him on Twitter or Instagram.
A little bit. Just because I'm kind of like, what?
And then you subtweeted me and you're like, I can't believe people I know so
To be fair though, I didn't know it was you.
Okay.
I thought it was like there are 3 people that I know that like shit talk about Kanye so much. And then I like was like curious. I was like, I wonder if A, B, and C follow. And then I saw that they did, and I was like, you guys shit talk about him, but you still follow him. For you, it's fine. It's whatever. Okay, sure. But you outed yourself, to be fair.
Yeah, I did out myself. I was like, oh. But no, because I love and hate Kanye, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think he is such a creative genius, but I also think that like he needs to calm the fuck down. You know, like there's no excuse for his behaviors, no matter what it is, mental health, how creative he is, or how much power or money. Like, I don't care. I think his behaviors are dangerous. Yeah. And but as an artist, I don't know, it's weird because it's like, do you really want to support an artist that's I don't know, it's just like,
it's hard, it's a catch-22.
It is,
it's very weird
because it's like, here's the thing, is like, I don't think he's a horrible person, but I think he's doing horrible things.
Yes, I agree, and especially in the sense of like how people were, I mean, I haven't liked the way people are talking about his mental health, you know what I mean? As someone who also is bipolar, I'm just kind of like it's awkward, it's weird. People saying things like, this is gonna be a great new album. I'm like, he is not having a mental breakdown for your entertainment album, right? Yeah, for your entertainment, for your album. Like, that's disgusting. Yeah. So that makes me think then like fans are like, and that's crazy.
The kids, I care more about that. Yeah. Like, I'm people are like, are you team like Kim or Kanye? I'm like, I'm team the Chidge.
I'm Kardashian West, the Chidge kids.
The Chidge kids. I'm team the children. I'm like more concerned for them. Like, I hope they're not seeing this. I hope this, like,
they're in a bubble.
I hope they're in a bubble in a weird way and just not like seeing as much, but I'm pretty sure they are, you know?
Yeah.
Especially North, who's obviously more older and more capable of seeing it. So I'm just team them over any of the parents.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, you know, and also the fact that I feel like, you know, Kim's like, in a weird way, I never thought in my entire life that I would like feel genuinely bad for Kim. You know what I mean? Because most of the time I'm just kind of like, whatever. I don't really. You have everything. I don't really think anything of you. But like, no one should be going what she's going through, and so many people do. That's the thing that like I think is really terrifying with the whole Kim and Kanye thing, is that men do this all the fucking time.
All the time,
right? They do this love bombing and these like weird things that like and then people's reactions are like, just go back to him, so then we don't have to deal with it, and it's like, that's disgusting and unhealthy. The entire thing is just extremely unhealthy, and I think what the problem is that Kanye made it such a public conversation when it didn't need to be. Right. This should just be we should be
left out of the group chat.
Yeah. Like, and we were invited in, and even the fact that his team was like, let him have his whole weekend, and then they went in and just deleted everything. You're just kind of like, good, this is awkward. And then him going after people like Billie Eilish, like the girl's a teenager, leave her alone.
Mac Miller, Ariana Grande.
He's dead. Mac Miller is a great human. Also, don't come after Mac Miller. He's an amazing artist.
I will say though that I do love that he calls him Skeet.
Oh my God, that's so weird. That was just like this.
That's funny.
But he was sitting there with his little hood over his face. Kanye's like, what's it called? Skeet. That's funny. And it's just like, and he's showing it to all his yes men, and they're like, yeah, that's hella funny, Kanye.
Right,
you know. But yeah, the whole Kim and Kanye thing is just really heartbreaking because it's starting a conversation, but I think people are looking at it in the wrong way. But abuse comes in many different ways, and he is literally emotionally abusing the shit out of this poor woman.
Exactly.
And throwing their kids in the middle of it. And that we know as just young people of just having our parents have marital problems behind closed doors, to then have everyone on your block have an opinion on that.
And it's going to be documented forever.
Millennium. There's going to be documentaries about this shit. Right. It's just heartbreaking.
Like, even if the kids don't know what's going on now, they'll see it in the future.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be brought up. People are going to bring it up to them. They're going to somehow come across it. And it could, because they have so much power, versus like if our parents gone through something when we were little, they could completely hide it and we probably won't even know.
It'll probably be maybe if anyone's gone a case, it will have like, you know, just like paperwork, and that's pretty much it. But
but there's not gonna, like, you can't Google that shit, you know, and so the kids are gonna be able to like have that be popped up. So that's really scary. So I'm just team kids, and I hope that like they figure it out, and we're just left out of the group chat. As entertaining and haha it is, it's just I really don't want to be knowing what's happening.
The price of the mental health on these kids is not worth the entertainment value.
It's not.
You know what I mean? Even the Skeet nickname, like as we chuckle on that, it's still not worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I have no opinion on Kanye because I just think he's a piece of shit at this point. You know what I mean? That's it. I just think that what he's doing is so terrible and everything. But again, I'm not here to judge his mental health and say that what's happening is because he's bipolar. I just think that, first of all, he lost his mom, and then he just recently lost his best friend.
Right.
And he is in a very fragile state. And I just hope that, like, you know, everything works out. But right now, bro, I'm not a fan of you.
Right. There's no excuse for the behaviors that, you know. Yeah. So I just hope that he at least learned something from this, and it's the end of that. Whatever that is. Yeah. At least, you know, if you're going to have like beef, at least not have to do with like your family and your kids. You and
like Pete can have your own little corny beef, but don't bring your poor wife and children into that shit.
Yeah, and just...
And also, don't be posting Kim's text. Like, literally, that woman is pleading her. No, God,
I love that you're talking directly to him, like, as if he's even heard of Brooklyn.
No, because now his fans are probably going to come after me and be like, she's a bitch. And I'm like, you know what's worse is, like, I feel like Kanye's are creating, like, new incel boys. Right. Like, it's just something about, like, Kanye, like Kanye stans that just scare the shit out of me.
It's a cult.
Oh, my God. Nope. They just terrify me because I'm like, you really think what he's doing is okay?
People really, there's people who really back up like his actions, even like the toxic ones. It's like, come on. That's
like, I love Graduation, but not that much.
Right.
You know,
there's a lot of amazing artists out there. Kanye's not the only one.
He's not. I can name 6 off of them on the top of my head. I can name all the K artists that I think are great. I think Kendrick Lamar. There's another K one. You know what I mean? Casey Musgraves. She's country, but she's cool. Like, you want me to go through the K's? I will. You got Crisscross. One of them died, but, you know, the other one's still alive. Great throwback. You got, should I keep doing this?
Like
or are you going to change? Kylie Minogue. She's amazing. She's great, you know. Wait, this is so much fun. Courtney. No. Courtney Love spells it with a C.
Yeah. This is fun. I want you to come up with 4K.
Oh, my God. Okay, wait.
I'm not good at this. We have...
Ooh, I was going to say Uncle Cracker, but I don't know if he's done anything problematic. He's friends with Kid Rock, who's not a good K artist. Wow, I'm really going down this. I need to say KRS-One. Here, that's a great... You want to talk about listen to great hip-hop? KRS-One. That's the sound of the police. Okay, I need to stop.
Okay, let's get into some emails.
Okay, let's go. Let's just avoid whatever... vomit I just said on your podcast that will live forever. I can never run for office. I thought about that the other day.
Why? Because of this show?
Yeah. For this show, and then just for like, I mean, not that I've ever said anything too problematic, but I've probably said.
But someone could always twist and turn something.
Oh, people have apparently.
What do you mean?
Apparently, there's been like things in our remember, there was a woman that was like, "You don't like white people," and I was like,
"Yeah." You're like, I am.
I mean. Sometimes I don't like white people, but like I enjoy myself. You know,
you're like, I like me.
I think, you know, I'm all right.
Oh yeah,
you know?
There's always people that like start shit. It's okay.
It's just people get bored.
Yeah,
that email looks too long.
This is medium.
That's just medium. You're reading it.
Okay. I think they're specifically asking for you.
They're asking for me?
Yes.
Oh my God. I hate when this happens.
Why?
Because I just get so nervous.
We're not going to call them.
Okay. Oh, we're not?
No.
Oh, okay. Thank God. Okay, cool. I like my blood pressure went up and down.
I mean, we love calling you guys.
We do, but I just get so nervous because like I don't do well on phone calls. I want people to know.
You hate phone calls.
I hate phone calls.
I can never FaceTime you. Nope. You get so annoyed.
Okay, but you also FaceTime at like when I'm like, woman, I have Cheeto like stains.
I don't care. I want to see the Cheeto stains. I want to see everything.
Why?
I don't care. I love it when it's...
I want to look good for you, boo.
You don't have to. Nice. I don't want you to look good for me. Ow. My cat just...
Oh, Junie. See, Junie agrees with me.
Like, I love just like a casual FaceTime where you don't have to have the good angles.
For your birthday, I'll let you.
Well, my birthday just passed.
I know, so I'll wait until 2023. So next year. That was shady because I was like, it was in January. It's February. I got 10 months to get my shit together. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, let's get to this email.
Ooh, they're talking. Okay, they want me. Okay.
Subject is, my family is a hot mess.
Okay. Are you my cousin? Okay,
they said trigger warning, death.
Oh, fuck. Okay, let's do this. Let's do it.
Oh, no.
I've been there, done that. Okay. Let's go.
I love that they gave a trigger warning, though, because, okay. Hey, Stefanie. There's a PH. It's spelled with an F. Love you, though. Thank you. Hey, Stefanie, I would love for you and Rose to give me some advice on this situation. I love the pod. I'm honestly super excited that you have been taking emails to give advice. Thanks. I love doing this, so send me more.
We love you.
brokegirltherapy.com. Send me there's a contact sheet you guys can fill out.
18 and over.
Yes.
Please.
I love the advice that you and guest on the pod give. I need advice on what to do about some family tea I just found out. We both took like a big deep breath because we know the family tea is always the most intense.
Okay.
I know you usually have relationship advice on the pod, but I really need advice on what to do in this situation. It's okay. We take any type of advice.
Yes.
So
we're on the therapy side of Broke Girl right now.
Right,
okay, yeah, gotcha.
So for some background information, I'm 24. I have a younger brother who is 20, and our biological mom passed away in August of 2007 when I was 10, and my younger brother was 6. She had cancer and didn't make it. My dad and mom were divorced before she passed. Ooh, this is hard. Okay.
Oh my God, as someone who had a mom who had cancer, okay.
I have a stepmother and 2 step siblings. My dad and stepmom were dating shortly after my mom and dad got divorced. So my dad and I aren't very close because for years he has chosen my stepmother over my brother and I, put her feelings over ours, and has always been on her side.
Oof, that's heavy.
Wow. I moved out when I was around 19 because I could not deal with the toxicity anymore. My brother had to live there and finish school, and then after he graduated, my dad moved to Florida. She's like, I'm still located in Illinois, along with my brother and step siblings. I went to my aunt's, my mom's sisters, for Christmas. I love going over there because I get to hear stories about my mom and get told that I'm similar to my mom in so many ways. This is so beautiful.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
She was an amazing person. I can only hope to be as good as a human being as she was. Well, my aunt slipped up talking shit about my stepmom. I don't really get along with her, so I find it pretty humorous usually. She said that my dad had been cheating on my mom with my stepmom. So he had been seeing her while he was still married to my mom. My mom blurted this out at a family Christmas. My brother looked like he was about to punch the wall. Okay. I don't know, my asthma. I told her to stop talking about the whole situation. She apologized later and said that she would have been so mad at herself if we never wanted to see or talk to her again. I don't blame her. She shouldn't have brought it up, but it happened and she can't take it back, but I'm not upset with her. I would actually like to get together and actually talk about it one-on-one. My brother is pissed because he actually asked my dad about this before. My dad has denied it through and through.
Of course he will. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't think I'm going to say anything about it because I'm definitely someone who is uncomfortable with confrontation. Also, it would have probably been when I was like 9 or 15 years ago, give or take. I was like 9, so 15 years ago, give or take. I just don't want to open up a can of worms and hurt a bunch of people, you know? But also, that's so shitty. My mom had brain cancer and you're out here cheating on her.
Okay.
But also, my aunt may not be telling the truth. I just have no clue how to react. I would still talk to my brother about it, but my brother doesn't really communicate with me or anyone in my family. My boyfriend thinks he may not talk to me because I look so much like my mom. But my brother won't talk to me about his feelings. Thanks to my dad's toxic masculinity being instilled in his brain since he was younger, he hates talking about my mom. Hates showing any sort of emotions, honestly, which makes me sad. But I've tried to poke him about it, but he doesn't want anything to do with talking about his feelings. I'm sorry that this is kind of a sad story. I just don't have anything to say about a relationship because my boyfriend is an amazing human being. And our 2-year anniversary is just around the corner.
Oh.
No, I don't care. You guys could send me any questions that you want, especially if you feel like you just want to let it out. And even just writing this, I'm sure you just writing this.
The therapy of that.
The therapy of it. Like, I'm in full support and we'll be able to give you, hopefully, our advice. Give and take. I mean, we're not professionals, so we can't,
But that age-old conundrum of opening the can of worms, right? So you get this information from your family, and then you're kind of like, it's this. I don't know if anyone watches Succession, but there is in the first season this guy gets information. He can't tell anyone. Legally, he can't tell anyone, but he has to. So he pulls in poor cousin Craig into the room just to be like, I'm not supposed to tell you this information. So if the feds come, now you know the information. So you're also going to have the shit fall on you, right? And it's this like weird thing where it's like, I can't carry this burden anymore. So I need to give you that burden.
Right.
When it comes to the idea that you're not quite sure if what the can of worms is it true or not, I wouldn't open it then, right? Like there's still this whole, obviously your aunt probably has a lot of hostility towards your father because that was her sister and having to watch.
And she lost her sister.
And there's probably a lot of pain. And I'm not saying that your aunt is a liar. I just feel like that she probably has a lot of like processing that she still needs to do, especially if your father is not willing to even try to communicate with anyone from that family. And that's really hard to carry. What I would do for your brother, though, is I would try to at least like send him like hey, this is probably for you, really hard for you to talk about right now, but I do think at some point in your life, I think it would be healthy for you to talk about it and what happened to our mom and just give that to him.
Right.
And then not ask for any, like never have an expiration date on that. Just be like, I'm opening this channel of communication.
Yeah.
You know, I loved mom as much as you love mom. It's a hard thing to process, but I'm here for you. And then just let that exist. Just that's the can of worms I think you should open up is like, do you ever want to talk about our mom? Just let me know if you do.
Right. And I think that's great advice because, you know, I kind of went through a similar situation, not with a parent having cancer, but with my parents divorcing. My mom like did this, like cheated on my dad. And I found out when I was like 16, so I was obviously old enough to know what was going on and knew that it was wrong. And also at that age, everything is so heightened. You're like, oh my God, cheating. Like, it's just like so crazy, you know?
The first time you're experiencing any of these emotions, so they feel so like intense.
And it's like your own parents, you know? So it's even more intense. And I, you know, like I have two brothers, you know, from the same parents, obviously. So we all, looking back, like we all kind of dealt with the trauma differently. Like we forget that, like we always think of like our siblings as like the side characters in our lives, but like they're like their own main character in their life. You know, like we're
the side character in their life.
The side character in their life. So like to them, like their trauma, like they're dealing with it and they deal with it differently. They have taken what they've experienced differently, even though it was the same thing. Like for me, like me and my brother have talked about, honestly, just recently when I was there over Christmas, we kind of just talked about like our traumas with our parents. And for me, like my trauma, because we both have trauma with like our mom specifically, our dad's a different thing, but like our mom specifically is like the biggest thing that was always like an issue for us. But for me, it was like the biggest trauma was like during my adolescence, like when I was really small. But my brother's trauma comes from like when he was more in the teenager.
Oh my God, and he's older than you.
No, he's younger.
Oh, he's younger than you.
Yeah, 2 years younger.
Interesting.
So, yeah, we kind of just talked about it. And granted, like, we would never talk about it before. Like this, we never really were like vulnerable when we were younger to have these conversations because I think we were just still processing it.
Yeah.
But now
you were still in the middle of it. Yeah.
Right. But now that we're older and we obviously have gone through shit, we've gone to therapy, we've reflected and we've processed, you know, now we're able to have like such a open and vulnerable conversation about it. And I think if I would have forced him to do it when we were younger, it would have been a different conversation because he probably didn't know. Like he kind of sounded like how this person's brother is like, where it was just very quiet to themselves and like doesn't want to talk about it. Like he just seemed really, my older brother was like obviously visibly more angry, but my younger brother, the one I'm talking about, he was kind of like, you could tell he was struggling, but he was kind of just to himself.
Yep.
And because that's just the way that he processed things. And so now that he's in a more emotionally stable and he's older and he's, you know, like we could have those like grown conversations. I think it just would have been so different back then.
Because he would have probably maybe got defensive if you like force it upon it.
Right.
And with, you know, this person's like incident too, it seems as though she is the oldest. So it's like you were aware of what was happening more than probably your siblings, and your siblings deal with what I call the adult whispering, where you know something is wrong, but you're not quite sure. So in your mind, you start thinking, like, I was the youngest. So then I start thinking the worst of things when my sister was getting the full story. And so with this girl, it feels as though she's getting the full story. She's getting all the backgrounds because the adults are probably seeing her as more of an adult versus her younger siblings who are getting the adult whispering and being like, I can feel the tension, because younger siblings tend to be more emotional and can feel like sensitivity, where older siblings tend to be a little more like black and white and like this, yes, no, you know?
Right. And she's doing the older sibling thing where she's worrying about like
protecting them.
Protecting and like just being like, hey, like I'm here and wanting to be that. And I think just, I think what your advice was saying is like, hey, like, when you're ready, let's talk about like having that kind of open door conversation whenever it's time for you, so they know that they can come to you. Yeah. But definitely being patient and like just give him that space to process and be there when he's ready to talk about it.
And it might seem like such a little thing,
right?
But just allowing someone to have that platform in that room to be like, yo, this, like, I'm down to talk about it whenever you want. You'll be surprised at how many people are like, bet. Yeah, like they're like, oh shit, like I never, just as simple, because you're not forcing them. It's just kind of like, hey, just when you're ready. It's the consent of it all. You know what I mean? Because it feels as though the information you got from your aunt, there was no consent involved. Your aunt just blurted out. And it's like, obviously that's how she processes. She's getting it out of her. And right now you can't go to the other source, which is your dad. He's just not willing to do it because... I mean, I don't want to like air my family's laundry, but literally, I'm about to. Literally, something like this kind of happened in my family. Right. I had an aunt who had MS, and her husband was kind of stepping out on her. And one of the things that I took away from that situation, keep in mind, that entire situation was a huge bottle of adult whispering. Like, I didn't know what was happening, but I was very aware of that. Like, obviously we side with my aunt because she's amazing. She can't help the fact that she had MS. Right. She's the victim in the situation. But retrospectively watching her two kids being in the middle of it and seeing what happened to them, my whole thing is that a father just wasn't being a father at that time.
Kind of going back to Kanye and Kim, right?
Well, yeah, because it was like what you're doing is that like you can't process this terrible thing that's happening to your wife,
right?
And
that
your
was
provider.
Not planned, you guys. We had no idea.
We had no idea this was going to happen.
I didn't pre-read this email. I just saw that they wanted it for Rose. They just knew Rose loves pop culture, so they're like, she'll understand.
But this idea that you yourself are still a human, but you have to remember there is a sacrifice that happens when you become a father, that you need to become a dad first.
Yeah.
And instead of being like, I don't know how to fix this, I'm just going to go make something instead, right?
Right.
So it's like men are, not all men, but men are like, I want to fix that. I want to fix it. I want to fix it. Oh, I can't. Let me just rebuild.
Right.
And so that's what basically, my aunt's husband did, is that he just went off to just go make a new family kind of in a way.
He felt helpless.
He felt helpless, and then in retrospect, when my mom got cancer, watching my dad, my father, they're still married, they're still together. My dad never stepped out on my mom, but like watching my dad have to process that, because my dad is very aware of how amazing my mother is, and watching him just be like, oh fuck, she could die. Right. And just like seeing that in him made me realize like, oh, my dad is just human.
Right.
Like, he is just a person. Like, he is just as affected by this as my mom. And like, let's be honest, none of us had to go through the cancer. My mom had the worst end of the stick. She's the one that had cancer, right? But to see how...
I love your mom so much.
I know, she's great. K-Dot's the best.
I want to give you a big hug, K-Dot.
She's a survivor of cancer, which is really great. And it's, this idea that like with my dad, like, it weirdly enough, when it was happening, I kept thinking about my aunt and her husband and just being like, these are the two sides of it. Like, my dad dove himself into it. I mean, he brought twinkle lights into my mom's cancer room, and like really like was like, built in, like changed the way that our bathroom was so that my mom could go in and out because she wasn't going to be able to walk with one leg, like moved his entire stuff so that she could sleep downstairs. Right now he could be a little more sensitive, but like whatever. But in that moment, he's human, right? And so in that moment, I think with our dear reader, she is trying in a weird way to be both the parents to her siblings, and you don't need to be.
Yeah.
Because you like, you know, it's obviously your mother left the best parts of her in you, and you have to keep that alive.
I'm gonna cry.
Oh my God, please don't. But it just sounds like
I'm getting her emotions through me. Sometimes I feel like I'm such a
you're an empath.
I'm an empath. Yeah. So I like if they're sitting here right now, like I could feel what they would be feeling.
Yeah.
Advice.
But you look like her, and you seem to want to take care of the family like her.
You're nurturing and
You're
loving.
nurturing, and I think
that's so beautiful.
It's amazing, and I think it's one of those things that within that, I think your mom was in a scary situation, but I feel like, what would she do with your dad? Would she forgive him? Like, would it be helpful for her to still like hate him to this day? Right, you know what I mean? Right. And with that, you have to understand that your brothers might not be feeling the same way, because are your brothers going through, and this is just me asking questions, I'm not saying anything. They
process trauma differently.
Do they think they're going to be your dad?
Right.
Do they think, imagine. Fuck. Yeah. Like
honestly, like sometimes I have that fear of like, you know, me and my mom are like better now. Like we've definitely worked on a relationship, but like it took like 30 years to get to this point. You know, there's still work to do, but like most of my trauma comes from her because she's just like very, you know, extreme. And so I always have this fear, and my dad is like very sweet, very, you know, and like I've always had this fear like, oh shit, because like I am my mom's daughter. Am I going to be just like my mom? She's made those mistakes. So I can imagine being, you know, the son of a man who did this and being so disappointed in him and being like, fuck, like am I going to be like this?
Is this my role model?
Yeah. And so then sometimes you can't help but kind of mimic those things, even though deep down you like hate it. So it's probably this battle of like, you know, he hates how his dad is, and then he like becomes, not everyone's like this, but I'm sure maybe because you're saying that he has the toxic masculinity, the same thing that like the dad kind of goes through, but it's because like he's probably can't talk about the mom because he feels like he probably doesn't like himself because he feels like his dad.
Yeah, and I feel like also with your father and his toxic masculinity.
So that's a different set of trauma.
Exactly.
Like you feel like you're like your mom. Imagine how he feels being like, you know.
And in a way, and I think one of the things is, in a way, you both technically lost both your parents in a weird way.
Right.
One physically and one emotionally. Right. Oof. And that's always so hard too, because the emotional one, you're like, that can be fixed. Right. And as you know, 30 years later, that like it takes a long time.
Yeah.
And this happened in 2007. You know what I mean? This was like nearly 20 years ago, but that doesn't mean anything can change. And especially when you have this aunt that is also dealing with a lot of probably her own stuff, in the sense that she like needed to tell you this secret, whether it's true or not. I think that's also a point, whether that information is true or not, how does it really change anything, right? Like it doesn't necessarily, I feel like personally, change the storyline of your mother's passing was affected by, everyone's in your family was affected by your mother's passing, but more so I don't think at this point it matters anymore, right? Like, because he's with that woman, he has a family with that woman. It kind of just dredges up a lot of stuff that distracts from the bigger conversation, which is you trying to connect with your siblings.
Right.
Whether or not your dad cheated on her before or after, I think the more important part is whether or not your siblings have been able to process correctly, you know?
Right. Yeah, no, that's great advice. That's so true.
Yeah, because I think that like the semantics and details, probably if, you know, you found that information maybe sooner, like in 2009, 2010 or something, maybe. But like with the idea of space and time, obviously your father has a relationship with this woman that he cheated on. So like, who is this woman if not someone that he used to basically mask and cope with his process of losing his wife to something so horrific as brain cancer?
Right.
That he is just like out of sight, out of mind, where you guys were in, the Kim and Kanye, you guys were the kids, and like who was protecting the kids and taking care of y'all. And right now it seems like you really want to be the nurturer in your family, which is amazing and great. But to be the nurturer in the family means to be patient. Not everyone is willing to want your help immediately. You have to just be like, my help is there. It will just be sitting there. it's a salad, so it's not going to get cold. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, it's,
right.
it'll be there, you know, I'll refresh it. But like, you
Right.
have to just be like, hey, brother, how are you doing?
Right.
Do you want to talk about it? Okay, not today. Let me know.
Right. Yeah. I love that. Let's do another one.
Okay.
Let's do it. Wait,
I hope that was helpful. If it wasn't,
so
you can
too.
DM me.
I feel like I kind of got therapy through that.
Did you really? I'm so
in a
glad.
way, because I feel like I know how it feels, you know, and now I can imagine, like I said, like my mom did that to my dad, and they're, you know, obviously my dad is so sweet and so kind. Everyone's like, Team Poppy, like we love Pops.
He's the greatest.
He's the greatest. You know, he's great. But we kind of always had, like, I think a lot of us had resentment towards my mom for the mistake that she did.
Right.
And so.
And your mom is human.
And my mom is human. And I can't imagine understanding how that feels, but now a parent is deceased and like not having the full answers to certain things. You know? And it's, like it's really confusing, and I get you and I sympathize, and just like, I think closure's hard, but I think everything that you just said, you know, was really powerful, and I felt like I learned something from it. So thank you.
Boo. It's because I had Junie in my lap and I was just absorbing all her greatness.
I feel like she's like a spiritual being.
Dude, that's why I want her eyeballs.
You said that, and I'm like,
I said
what?
that. If she can, I don't think she can die, because I think she's like a creature from Spirited Away or Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if she could.
Should I be Kiki's Delivery Service, like, for Halloween?
Get yourself a red bow and a broom and call it a day.
Yeah.
Wait, would Brian? Do you think Brian would dress up as the boy that she has? Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Probably
With his
little
not.
Checkered shirt. Oh, okay,
I don't even think he's like ever seen
Brian.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
Oh my god, such a great movie.
Okay, hold on.
Such a great movie. I just actually went to the
This
Academy
says
Awards.
wait, what?
I went to the Academy Awards Museum where they have the Studio Ghibli like exhibit right now, and it's like Spirit Away and all those great animations, and it just made me realize that I was like, ugh, animation movies are just sick. They just make you like feel like you are better. They're just sick. You know what I mean? Like Spirited Away, like the whole like theory of it was just like Earth is not just for people. And I read that and I was like, the movie's so deep. Anyway, sorry.
Love that.
That one is a thickie.
It is a thickie.
That is just, whoa. That
it has emojis, but this one looks good because it says, being a hoe after so much drama and struggling with it.
Well, as someone who's newly single, let's do it.
Right.
I just outed myself. Everything's fine. I mean, I love my ex-boyfriend Anthony, but like technically, I'm
Rose
single.
is single.
Technically, I guess. Nothing's gonna change because I do not plan on dating, because I think honestly, I don't have the mental capability to date in this city.
You did it for so many years.
And I hated it.
Yeah.
And I was in such a great relationship for 3 years. And that was amazing.
Ended in a very healthy.
Ended so perfectly. I love that man.
Yeah.
I still love him. I just am like, let me focus on my shit right now.
Right.
He's like, let me focus on my shit. And I was like, we'll meet in the middle.
Bam. That's it.
That's
and
it.
You're still like friends.
But I would love to tap into old Ho Rose to help you out with this.
Because old Ho Rose was...
She was good.
She was very good.
She was, I was thinking about it because someone was like talking about like who was it? One of my coworkers was like moving to LA, and she's like, I'm matching guys with Hinge, and she was like saying things about them, and I was like, girl, I remember. And I like told her like 3 of my stories at once, and she was like, that was one guy, and I was like, no, girl, that was 3 different dudes. But like she was just so confused by how.
No, I just remember like when you told me that you and Anthony broke up, I was like, is Ho Rose back?
No.
Or like, do we need now?
Ho Rose
like,
has the. She's still
an Easter Sunday, a resurrection for Ho Rose.
We just have a party.
Remember, you'd always be like, "Oh, it's your funeral." Once
I went into a relationship, my funeral died, and then Ho Rose is like, "Zombie apocalypse." Am I right? No,
I'm resurrected.
I'm resurrected like fucking Sunday morning. But no, Ho Rose, she's knocking on the coffin, but my ass is like, bitch, you can stay down there. You're fine. Just throw more dirt on her. Yeah. I'm not ready for Ho Rose.
I don't think the world is ready for Ho Rose yet.
In a post-COVID world? Hell no.
We need like a few more booster shots.
Yeah, we do. Everyone needs a full. I need more therapy before Ho Rose come in. That bitch needs to. She needs to like. I didn't realize how much of like being in the relationship with me being like, yeah, Ho Rose kind of like was demise to a lot of my existence. But anyways, I'm sorry, but I'll like channel her to answer this question.
She's still there. She's knocking on the coffin.
She's here. She's just not driving.
Right.
She's not even passenger. She's in the backseat. She's the bitch in the trunk. She is fucking Kim and Slim Shady. She's in the trunk right now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That was a dark joke, but also Eminem. Ladies and gentlemen, party people.
Okay. Do you want to read this?
No. Okay. So we'll try. Hi, Steph. Oh, spelled it correctly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, no.
One F.
It's two F's, people. For friends and fucking. That was clever.
That was really good.
How do you spell your name? I'm Steph.
Two F's.
Friends and fucking.
Yeah.
I love that. You know those, remember like the TikTok videos where someone would be like, they'd be like, what's your name? And you'd be like, Norma. And you'd be like, N for no one told you could talk to me like that. O for, or maybe. You never remember this? Okay, never mind. Hi, Steph. I love you. You are awesome. Happy emoji face.
Aww. So loud.
That's what they were. Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe just a little down. Okay, go.
I know I'm loud. Okay. So make sure the wine is poured and you guys are comfortable because this is going to be a long ride. We got coffee. Okay. January 2020. Woo, before COVID. January 2020, I met this guy on Tinder and we both agreed that we wanted to be fuck buddies. And it was like that for a while. 2 months in and he starts acting a little different. I'm getting good morning texts and just cutesy shit. I'm sleeping over more often and we're having actual conversations. So of course my ass starts getting attached. Ooh. Worst mistake of my life. July 2020.
Ho Rose would never.
I would never. That's the worst STD. Next to pregnancy.
Sounds like host Steph.
I know. Worst mistake of my life. July 2020. During COVID. We were having sex and he was saying, what would it say if I told you I want to get you pregnant? What did I just say? The worst STD. Oh my God.
Wait, but you agreed to be fuck buddies and now he's saying that he wants to get you pregnant?
Yes. And she goes, I'm in complete shock.
Was he getting feelings for her too?
It must seem like it because I guess so. Because I don't know. Do men think pregnant and feelings are the same? Like, that's a real question though.
That is a question. But like, maybe he just like wants a kid but doesn't want a commitment. Like there's people who just want to fucking co-parent.
That's so great. What's his name? Van Jones just did that. He's got a baby with his best friend. I'm like,
Kaylani.
Oh yeah, but she's Kaylani. I don't know why Van Jones is a newscaster. I'm like, no, he can't handle it. But R&B singer Kaylani can. Whatever, they're amazing. Okay, he was like, what if I tell you I want to get you pregnant? I hope he wasn't inside you when he said that. But anyways, no. I'm in complete shock. He answers his own question. What? And says, I know you would let me. Again, I'm in complete shock. So the mood is ruined. And I pushed him off of me. Oh, he was inside her when he said this. I pushed him off of me and I go on a full ramble of how I would only want to have kids with a man who loves me and blah, 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 blah. I go home 2 days later after a thought of a lot of anxiety. I tell him how I have feelings for him, to which he says, I know. Then he sends me a random snap of him listening to She by Tyler the Creator. Oh my God, girl, no. Listening to She by Tyler the Creator. So my stupid ass was like, he's trying to say something or what? And he was like, no, I don't have feelings for you. We are temporarily forever.
What's this? I know the song, but what is it about? Remind people for, yeah.
Oh, She's the one where it's like, it's kind of him being like, oh, fuck, I'm trying to do the beat in my head and everything. But basically, it's a guy that's like, yo, I really want to hang out with you, not. But like, I feel like not, you know. That was a bad interpretation of it.
No, but I know, yeah.
But that song. Not. And what's her name's not on it, though.
Frank Ocean.
Yes.
That one. What song is that one? I'm going to drag it for
right, to the forest. Yep. And it's like, bring your friend over for the weekend. Yeah, that one. No. Oh, great song.
Such a great song.
Do you know when that song came out? I'm going to blow your mind.
2012.
Yes. That song's 10 years old. Okay, so anyways, so he was playing a new song. So his stupid ass was trying to say that we are only going to be temporary forever. I don't know what that means. Or something like that. This emoji. So I'm like, okay, good luck in your life. We blocked each other for a bit, but remember, I have feelings for him. So my grandfather dies.
Oh no. It's another death story. Sorry.
It just comes out of nowhere. There's no period. I'm sorry.
There's no trigger warning.
I'm sorry. It just goes into the full sentence. There's no period. There's no nothing. Okay, so her grandfather dies. The next month, I'm sorry. That's not funny. I'm so sorry about your grandfather dying, but your grammar made it funny. My grandfather dies in the next month, and he was like a part of me was just like he wanted me. Then there was a moment I felt safe in his arms, and I wanted and needed him, so I unblocked him, and I texted him, and he says everything that I felt was going through, but I was still blocked. I don't know what that means.
Wait. Read that again.
Okay. My grandfather dies the next month, and a part of me says I just wanted him. So there was a moment I felt safe in his arms, I think metaphorically.
Okay.
And I wanted him and needed him. So I unblocked him and texted him to say everything I felt, but he still hadn't blocked me. So I bet she sent it and it came back green.
No, she said he still hadn't blocked me, so it went through?
No, but still blocked.
Oh, okay.
So I think she sent it and it came back green.
Okay, I see.
I continue my life, and comes October, and he texts me the eye emojis. These ones. Those ones. And I guess he was trying to unblock me. Well, my stupid ass still had feelings, of course, and I answered. We had sex. Then he goes MIA. A week later, a coworker of mine who's also friends with him comes to my job. Let's call the first guy Thomas and the second guy Harry. Oh, I can't right now. You introducing names this far into the email? Okay. So... Harry is the coworker. Harry comes to my job and we're just talking, and he tells me how his life is going, and he asks about my love life, and I tell him it's non-existent. Then he says a comment that kind of sparks my interest. He says, well, that's why I came. I knew you weren't with Thomas, the dude that this entire thing is about, anymore, because he's posting pictures with some Asian girl. Oh, does it matter that she's Asian? Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. He's posting some photos with some girl. I'm dumbfounded because, like, the fuck? We fucked last week, and now he's fucking most of the year. You know what this reminds me of?
Who?
You and a certain person.
Me and who?
Remember when a certain person, he, like, all of a sudden stopped fucking you, and then he was posting photos of her at a wedding? Tony?
Who's Tony?
I don't remember the code names of all the men you fucked. Remember, I'm so bad.
Ben.
Yes. Bobby. Yes. He's been on the show, but this kind of makes things.
We were like fucking.
And then the next thing, he was like posting photos of him and a girl at a wedding.
Right.
And Thomas?
Like,
Tommy?
I got checked after that because I was like, dude, we were been fucking with no condoms on, and you had a whole ass other person you probably fucking with no condoms. So I had to get my ass checked. So get your ass checked. I was fine. I didn't get any STDs. But
so she's like dumbfounded because we were fucking last week. So then I started to use my criminal justice classes in handy and became a detective. I found a girl that knew a girl and started looking at everything. I started dating Harry.
Her coworker.
No, his coworker. This is where it gets weird. I started dating Harry. Another fucking mistake to make him jealous. Okay. December 2020. Thomas contacts me through Snap and sends me a dick pic. Oh my God.
This is messy.
Whoa, this is the Thotasy. It's going up and down and down and up. Okay. It's fucking erectile dysfunction. It's okay. Junie's like, I don't like this story.
She's like clawing. Ow.
She's like, I don't like dick pics and Snapchat.
She wants to like lay on my chest, and then she's like clawing.
Is this person over 18? They're lying to you. Oh, they're a Virgo. I can't believe you have that question.
Yeah.
What's your astrology sign? Virgo. Well, maybe you should be more organized. I don't know anything about Virgos. I'm sorry. I'm not judging you. I think this story is hilarious. I would like for you to interact with me and tell me the story verbatim, because this is full of emojis that I can't tell you. Anyways, so he sends you a photo. Thomas sends her a photo of the dick. And I was like, things are working out with you and that girl, huh? And he answers yes. Okay, so that's weird. I wish him a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Then he blocks me. Then February of 2021, I noticed a fake account watching my Insta stories. I blocked that account a couple days later, and then an account with his last name starts watching my videos. And I block that account. And I tell my boyfriend, Harry, you're still dating Harry? You're still dating Harry? Some time passes. Then June of 2021, he makes another fakes page and sends me a whole bunch of dick pics and videos and just dirty things about them, about us having sex. Wait, was it your videos? I'm off that day, so I wake up at 1 p.m. and he had a text at like 7 or 8 a.m. And in that moment, I was serious about this guy, and I decided to contact his girlfriend, Maria. I DM'd Maria, and I was like, I kindly tell your fiance?
Wait, I'm so confused. So wait, now, okay. So to summarize it, she used to be fucking with Thomas, but she got feelings for Thomas, but Thomas was like, nah, I just want to get you pregnant. I don't want to be with you. And so they blocked each other. So now Thomas is with Maria, and like this person is with Harry and she's in a whole relationship with Harry because she's trying to get Thomas jealous because Thomas always makes fake Instagram accounts to like look at her thing and like censor shit on Snapchat. And now somehow he's engaged to Maria, so she's about to talk to Maria.
Yes, and she DMs Maria. And she's like, hey, you need to get your man. He needs to stop sending me these photos. I don't like seeing it. I'm very serious about my boyfriend, Harry. Oh. Parentheses, this is my actual DM. Maria sends back, when did he send this? I show her the screen grab of 8 a.m. He says, we've been dating since 2019. Which means we started fucking halfway through their relationship of 2020. Yeah, girl, yeah. I know why you put the dates. She tells me about how she had a miscarriage and felt like she was never going to be able to get pregnant ever again. So the moment that they ended things was all BS, and that's why he started hooking up with me. It's not that he wanted to have a relationship, but to get a bitch pregnant.
What a disgusting
Thomas then
mother.
says that he
should not be a father.
Right?
Someone like that should not be a dad.
Then he says that he calls me of cheating, saying that I was fucking him while I was dating Harry. This gets into back to Harry, and Harry starts feeling that this is true. Then he won't stop harassing us with text messages and emails. I'm so heated, I call my best friend because I'm not good at making decisions when I'm heated. I know that feeling. Right. I tell her everything, and I'm like, the stubbornness will not let me go. I want to block him, but I can't. Girl, feelings, I know, it's a drug.
Right.
We fix things, and we are good for like 2 months. And then August of 2021, he texts me that he had gotten his girlfriend pregnant, but then he cheated on me a couple days after the situation with Thomas. Wait, what?
Did Harry get someone pregnant? Did Harry get Maria pregnant?
I'm so confused. See, okay, you know how, look, remember the last time I was like, I think this is a fake email?
This is not a fake email.
I feel like this is a fake email.
Really?
I don't know. First of all, it was written by a Virgo. I'm just kidding. But no, there's something, because I'm like, wait, there's like, it's like, I think it's real.
Okay.
But I also, because they want to be anonymous, I also think that enough of it was changed. Do you know what I mean? That they want it to be, because now that like apparently someone got some other girl pregnant.
Wait, who did she say got pregnant?
But she doesn't say. She just says, Harry and I got things fixed. We stayed together that night. And then 2 months later, he texts me and says that he got another girl pregnant. So I guess Harry did fuck with her, but then he cheated on me a couple days after the situation with Thomas. Okay, what? So Harry did cheat on homegirl.
Oh.
Harry cheated on, got another girl pregnant, because Thomas was lying and saying that homegirl and I were hooking up, right? The girl who wrote the letter, we'll call her Alicia. So Alicia and Harry are dating, and Thomas goes to Harry and is like, yo, Alicia and I've been fucking, and that's not true. And so then what happens is, though, she's like, okay, let's make things up with Harry. And then Harry's like, just kidding, I've been cheating on you. I got a girl pregnant. And it started after I accused you of sleeping with Thomas. And then she said, all that BS, I break things off with him, but I keep him as someone to fuck. And she said, another mistake? ? So yes.
She's just keeping her other ex, Harry, as someone just to fuck.
Yes.
While he's like about to have a kid with someone else.
Yes. After all that, December of 2021, Thomas comes back around. I had unblocked him and made fun of his separation to his wife, Maria. And I never blocked him back. So he DMs me again, and I'm interested in the tea of why they separated. He didn't give any tea, so I blocked him again. Okay, bitch, hold on. Wait, pause. You basically just wanted to know why your horrific ex's boyfriend's wife and him broke up, and then he didn't tell you why, and then you blocked him. That seems that's weird. That's suspicious. That's
right. That's just not a reason.
That's, I think maybe honestly, I'm gonna be HK, right? I'm gonna give the bad advice. Right. Maybe it's you. Maybe they broke up because of you.
Well, here's the thing. Like, he clearly seems toxic, but there is toxic traits in you too that we are seeing red flags. So what?
Because she goes, life has been good because I got 5 guys in my roster and I'm just trying to figure out how to get them not attached, but it's so fucking hard. Like, one of them is already like obsessed with me and I just can't tell if it's sex, which means that I have to cut it off soon because feelings are going to get hurt and it's just going to be my own damn fault. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's literally what she said.
Yes. It's going to be my own damn fault.
Oh shit.
They're the ones that obsessed with me, but I'm not really into him. And sex is wonderful, but I believe in fucking. What's that word? Wait, hold on. Let me okay, maybe it's an autocorrect. So let's Google it and see what word she probably meant to say. Is it misogyny?
Is it? No, it's a real word. A person who derives sexual gratification from their own pain or humiliation.
Oh, she misspelled masochistic.
Oh,
masochist. She's a masochist, but she spelled it very interesting. Right. Okay, she was like, but I'm a fucking masochist. Okay, you know that you are. That's fine.
So, describe what that means for people. It's like,
so a masochist, so Webster Dictionary is a person who derives sex and gratification from the pain and pleasure of other people, as well as your own humiliation, right? So for some ways, for a long time, when Rose Ho was at her height and it was like getting really toxic, it was masochistic because it was the whole idea that I was just fucking to feel. Right. And it wasn't about like the idea of gratification or having good sex. It was just that I wanted to just basically feel something. Then there are people who are super masochistic where they like being humiliated in the acts of rejection and sex, right? So there's like layers to it and everything.
Like, I love when my boyfriend treats me like a dirty slut.
No, that's just kinks. Okay. That's fine. But like the idea of like sleeping with many, many people, and she kind of breaks it down where she's like, I want men to want me, but I don't want them back. And then that way it hurts their feelings, but I don't know. And I also just want free dinner. Okay, stop it. Ladies, it is 2022. We need to stop using men for free dinner.
Because that's also a waste of your time and their time. Like,
it's not worth it.
It's not worth
first of all, I did the math. It's not even minimum wage. The emotional labor that you get from a free meal with a guy for 2.5, it's so stupid.
And a lot of times you don't even want to be at that dinner. Do you really want to sit and eat with someone you like don't really care for? Like, come on.
Oh my God. But the best part is we haven't gotten to the...
But it's not even about that. They just want to feel special. They want to be taken care of. It's beyond that.
But this is okay. So we read all that, right? So 45 minutes basically later. And the question is, the advice I need though is, how do I keep my heart out of the equation? Bitch, put your heart in the equation.
Right, exactly.
That's my advice.
Why do you need it out of the equation?
I'm aware that I'm an emotional person, so it's a little hard to continuously be working on staying unattached. No, you're not. First of all, you're not. Okay, homegirl, let me be real with you. We were teasing you, and I hope you know we're laughing with you, not at you, right? The whole point, though, is you right now can't say you aren't attached. You kept Thomas, a married man, in and out of your life for an entire year and started fucking another man to make him, you are attached, and that is completely fine. Hoeing is not for everyone. Okay.
It wasn't not for me. I tried so hard to be unattached and having like fun and having, whatever. It was very difficult for me.
Hoeing is not for the faint of heart. Hoeing is blood types. Not all blood types can work with other blood types.
It's so true. Yeah.
I am O negative. I am a universal donor, but I can't get anyone's blood. You know what I mean? And that's how I am.
Yeah.
I can go around and I can fuck as many people as I want and absolutely not feel anything.
Yeah.
So I'm good. But that's just because I'm built like that.
Right.
I'm built different.
Yeah. And it's
you,
okay.
And that's okay. And you're not like that.
No.
You're like,
I tried to be like that because it sounded fun. I wanted to be like that. You know?
Then you're like,
I'd rather not put myself through that because it actually makes me feel really uncomfortable, you know?
One thing that it's not for everyone, right? And one thing that I really like, I have a lot of issues with the TV show Euphoria. However, last week's episode, I know I love to hate it. Last week's episode, this is not a spoiler. Maddie has a conversation with a woman that goes, "Are you sure you want problematic relationships?" Because I used to think that, and that's very true. People think they want the love in a hopeless place. No. Those relationships are not fun. They're cute. They're entertainment. They make for a good story. But at temporary. What price, though? The amount of therapy. At what price are you having?
You're just creating more drama and damage and trauma to yourself. That is like, you probably already got a bunch of those from your childhood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We already have a whole stack of them. Why keep stacking it up?
I don't need more.
I don't need more. I mean, like, I get, like, we need it sometimes, I guess, to learn. But, like, you kind of have to get to a point that, like, if you've already done this a million times and had this sick cycle, like, it needs to stop, you know?
Yeah, we don't need to be on the, like...
For me, it was like, I really tried to be built like Rose in a sense of just having sex with all these people and not feel a thing and have fun. And, like, I did that. And, yeah, okay, I had fun. But, like, I always felt so damaged and hurt afterwards that it created this abandonment issue on top of the abandonment issue I already had. So it created more damage than I needed, you know? And
the price I paid was I was really good at fucking with people and not feeling any emotion whatsoever. And then I find a guy who gets my emotions, Anthony. And what happens is then I become so obsessive about worrying about losing it that I realize that my nonchalant, I don't care tactics don't work. I have to be vulnerable. I have to. And then I'm like, I don't know where to put my hands. Like, why? I'm freaking out because he hasn't texted me back. That's weird. I've never had that. So I'm stunted.
You like don't know what to do with these emotions because you're so used to never having it.
Exactly.
Versus me, where it was like, it was so much more calmer because I already had it. I've already had that feeling so many times, and like the anxiety just goes down because I'm like, it's fine.
It's an ebb and a flow on either of them, but neither are great and neither is bad.
There's
but I'm telling
pros
you,
and cons.
But I will say my way of life is a little better. It's not the good one. It's not. It's really not.
Yeah. I mean, there's always a price you pay with everything because I get it. The reason why a lot of us are so scared to be vulnerable is just leads to obviously being hurt. It's losing something and feeling rejected and feeling heartbroken. Like, that's why a lot of us have this wall up. But I just think it's like a human experience. And this is something I had to tell myself too, is like, it's okay to feel something. Like, if anything, that's like such a great gift to have, you know, just as much as like, it is a great gift to just like not feel anything and have fun. It's also a great gift to feel something. And it's like, it's okay. It's your personal experience. It's your own experience. Because at one point you will feel something because eventually you felt something.
I felt something. Vulnerable. It was amazing. You can never,
it's scary. You can never run away from like those feelings, no matter how many times you try to hide it.
Trust me. I tried. Yeah. You know, I tried to hide from it.
And it's like some people are capable of, you know, not feeling as much as others. People have a spectrum of that, you know, and just understanding what that is. And I think just like holding yourself emotionally responsible, like I don't know. I feel like it's I feel like in all of this, I felt like you kind of called this person out on their toxic traits, and I feel like we know that there's toxic traits of yours that I don't think was really held accountable.
Yeah.
Or shown.
You brought them up. But what are you going to do with that?
Right. I think, you know, if I did talk to you one-on-one, I would really want to, like, if we had like a therapy session, I would actually talk less about what he did. And I would want to know, like, about yours, because I still feel like there's so much more to the story. Because again, we were like, wait, what happened?
And what was this need?
And I feel like all those cut corners is because it was your red flags, your vulnerability showing, and we need to not skip over that. And I get it's an email, you can only say so much, but
you did say a lot in the email.
Yeah.
But I also would like to know, what is the obsession of wanting to know why Thomas's relationship failed?
Right.
Like that, I feel like says a lot.
Thomas is a drug.
We've all had Thomases in our lives.
Right. We've all had Thomases. So it's just this obsession of just like, you know, yeah, we're not together, we're not doing this anymore, but I still just want to know. And it's just kind of like this this sick obsession is just a waste of time. It does
it's not healthy, boo. You should take care of yourself.
It's not self-love. It's not self-care to like put yourself in this situation with Thomas. Like, move the fuck on.
Yeah.
Like, and with Harry, I don't even know what that was.
I don't know.
That's the thing. That Harry's also a question mark too, because I feel like there's so much more to the story that I feel like you're not saying, because there's a big part that you probably did as well too, because I think, and one part in the email, she said she was just trying to get Thomas jealous.
Yeah, with Harry.
Right, yeah. And then so I'm sure Harry is feeling that in some way. So that plays effect. That's a red flag right there on your end.
Yeah.
So.
And again, thing about red flags are they can be washed and clean.
They could.
The whole idea of a red flag is that it does not mean that it's a permanent thing. A lot of people.
We all have red flags. I have hella red flags. Like, we all have it. It's just, you know, like, I think just recognizing it. And again, it's just the human experience of we're never going to be perfect. So just always, I think, holding yourself accountable and recognizing what you need to work on versus pointing fingers, and also putting yourself in situations that are just like not good for you. You know?
And then the idea of becoming obsessive over someone else's failures, like don't do that.
Right. Like, you like want him to be unhappy so he could like be with you. Like, it's weird. Like, I just feel like why give a fuck about Thomas? Like, Thomas does nothing for your life. He tried to get you pregnant because like his girlfriend couldn't get pregnant, and like,
yeah, that's weird.
He like, when you guys would block each other and unblock each other, like, that shit's fucking addicting, and it's like unhealthy. And why
don't do that? I never understood that. I've never been, you know me, I've never been a blocker. Like, I've probably been blocked.
Done it, but like, I think as I've gotten older, it's been less, because I'm just like,
yeah, whatever. I've probably been blocked. I don't know, but like, I also don't tip my toe back into those things. But like you said, the blocking thing, it's a sense of power.
It is.
And when you feel as though in this situation, our young reader like didn't feel like she had a lot of power, and that's the power you have, and then was mad that he also used that power against her. And so then you have to like reevaluate the fact that, girl, you got more value. You know what? I liked your emojis.
And she had a death in her family, so she felt extremely vulnerable. So she went back to like what makes her feel good is this drug, you know, and this, like, it's kind of like euphoria.
Oh yeah.
Like, to bring that up, but like, you know, it's just, it's
none of me. Sorry. I'm on top of the world. Oh, that's
but
terrible.
You know, it's just like you feel lonely, you feel vulnerable. Like, every character in that show feels incredibly lonely and insecure, and like just looking for something to feel something, you know? And so, and instead of just really trying to like look within themselves and trying to face that, they look into validation from others, to drugs, to, you know, and to like material things. Like, it's through sex, whatever. Like, they're all looking and sourcing from everything else, and we're all a victim of that. I've till this day do that at times, you know. But it's just, again, this is an example of that. Like, you felt really vulnerable because of the passing of someone, and you just ran to this drug because you don't know how to sit with yourself and understand your feelings. So yeah, going back to like, what advice can you give to not like feel anything? No, like Rose said, feel it. That's exactly what you need to do. You need
to put your heart back into it.
You actually need to feel everything and allow yourself to cry and feel, you know, like just sad, and it's okay. Like, it's the process of healing.
And if you really want to be a hoe, you got to be a hoe with other hoes. Like, that is unfortunately something I had to learn, because I did fuck with a lot of people's feelings. You know what I mean? Especially like when I started dating Anthony, and all the guys that felt like they could be the Anthonys in my lives were coming for me and coming for him.
Right.
And I was able to like just be like, no, bros, he's different. And he was, right? But it's the whole idea that you have 5 guys in your roster, and what I think the important thing is you got to make sure that, like, if you don't want to play with feelings, play with the guys that just are the same as you.
Right.
It just helps.
Right.
Yeah. Like one of the best things is when I was fucking around with Derek, like he was just the perfect match because it was literally Derek was this comedian that I used to fuck, and it was just perfect. You know why I never talked about him?
Why?
Because it was the perfect fuck buddy.
Right.
I know he was also fucking around. He was also a hoe.
Right.
I was also a hoe. We were able to have conversations and
were
then
adults about it.
We were such adults about it. And we would get together and talk about how he was like, girl, I found the wrong hoe. And I was like, I know you did.
Right.
Like I also found the wrong male hoe. You have to find people who are also willing and know how to play your game.
Just how it is to find a soulmate, a partner. It's like the same thing finding that perfect hoe.
There's soul hoes.
There's soul hoes.
There's definitely soul hoes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like sure. not every hoe is the right hoe for you. Like just not every guy or girlfriend is the right girlfriend or boyfriend for you. Like it's just like you're gonna come across people not wanting the same things. It's just the whole game of dating. It is what it is, you know? So.
But I would just say for all those hoes out there, don't lie to yourself and don't play emotions with people who are just not on the hoe status that you are on. It's not fair to them.
And if you are emotional, like I think just like saying that, be like, I do get attached, but I do want to have fun and I'm horny.
Yeah.
So like, let's figure out a way to do this without getting attached. And again, that's something that like you have to figure out on your own.
But you gotta know what game.
Because I get it. Because like for me, it was a struggle because I was fucking horny and just wanting like, just, you know, to feel like sex and a dick and shit. Like, but I also just was like, get attached, you know? So it like, I just had to figure out ways. And obviously I failed a lot. But if, you know, I think if I would go back, I would be more honest with myself.
Yeah.
I could be like, okay, I am attached, because I think a lot of times I'd be like, oh, I'm not attached. Like I could do this. I try to like show the guys that I was capable, but I was lying, you know?
And I would do the opposite. I would be like, yeah, no, I really like hanging out with you. Can I leave now? You know what I mean? And it's not, neither way is healthy, but you got to find that balance.
Right. So I just think being honest, be like, I get attached, so maybe let's not like go on dates, but.
And maybe like.
Or cuddle, whatever it is that makes you feel like it's a relationship, you know?
Yeah. But also, like, it's okay, you know? Just maybe.
And if you get attached, just say it. Be like, maybe, and just figure it out from there.
Yeah. There's different types of attachment. You know, there's super glue, there's Velcro, there's snap buttons, there's zippers, there's, you know.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways,
plug yourself.
I know, we are like an hour and 20 minutes in. I'm like, didn't we just start? Like, didn't we try?
I know. I'm just always like, go ahead, plug yourself.
You have to go first.
Yeah. So I'm your girl, Stefanie Maegan.
No.
I'm kidding. Rose McAleese, but you can find me at Rose_Etta Stone or the new blog on theblock.com, or check out BMF season 2 airing. Oh, I should have, I don't know, sometime end of this year.
Okay.
But episode 208 is about to be fire.
That's when you wrote?
That's what I wrote.
That's going to be so exciting.
I know, I'm really excited. But yes, that's where you can find me.
And then follow me, Stefanie Maegan, or go to brokegirl.com. All that shit is there. You guys send me more questions.
Yes.
And so we could talk more shit. The more questions you guys send me, the more episodes you get. So go to brokegirltherapy.com. There's a contact sheet. Y'all can fill it out. Tell me your signs and all that shit.
And Rose won't judge you.
Okay, bye.
Or will I? Just kidding. No, I will. No.
Okay. No. Broke Girl Therapy. Broke Girl Therapy.